students, welcome back to the revision session. Okay, so which chapter we were doing revision? Have you remembered? No ma'am, you have not remembered. So just recall which chapter was going on already. This chapter first part of revision has been sent. Yeah, from semester 2 book. Semester 2, that is chapter 1, air and water. Chapter 1, air and water from which semester 2 book and revision 2. Okay, so in the revision part 1, what we have learned? Totally we have learned about air and about the atmosphere. Okay, the properties of air, all these things we have learned. Then in this second revision session, what we are going to learn? We are going to learn about the water. Then what do you mean by impurities, types of impurities, then purification of drinking water and different methods to remove the soluble impurities and the insoluble impurities. Okay, first, see the dash of the earth's surface is covered with water. So as we all know, the earth is covered with water. So how much percent of earth is covered with water? 70%. 70% of earth's surface is covered with the water. Then why seas and ocean water are not fit for drinking? So here, okay, 70% of water is covered the earth means that here also they saying out of the 70% even seas and oceans also are there. Okay, but this seas and oceans water are not fit for drinking. Why? Everyone you have already watched trips you are going, okay, and you have watched and you went for seas and ocean also. Okay, if you are not went for the ocean, at least sea you have seen, no? Yeah, so how the water will be? Salty water. So seas and ocean water contains high amount of salts. So the water which are present in sea and oceans are what? More salt content. So it is not fit for drinking. Then water present in dash and dash are not fit for drinking. The water present in seas and oceans are not fit for drinking because it contains the water which are present in seas and oceans contain high amount of salt. Then list the sources of water. Now, which are the sources of water? As we all know, rain is the main sources of water. No, then this rainwater, see, the main sources of water are, that is rainwater, and this rainwater fills rivers, ponds, lakes and wells. Rainwater is the main sources of water. By this rainwater fills the sources like rivers, ponds, lakes and wells. These are the sources of water. Then list the uses of water. Now after knowing about the sources of water, now we should know the uses of water. Water is used for drinking, cooking and washing. What they are saying here, water is used for drinking, cooking and washing. Not only for this thing, even water is also needed for agriculture, transport and industries. Not only for cooking, not only for drinking and washing, even water is needed for agriculture, industries and transport also. Along with that, even plants also need water for growth. That is growth and for the preparation of food. Then what are impurities? After knowing the uses, now what are impurities? So impurities means we are knowing like dust, germs which are present, that things we call them as impurities here. The things that make water unsafe for drinking are called as impurities. And these impurities are of two types. One is insoluble impurities, another one is soluble impurities. Insoluble impurities and soluble impurities. Then what are insoluble impurities? What are insoluble impurities? So the impurities that do not dissolve, in water are called as insoluble impurities. What are the examples for insoluble impurities? Sand, dust, mud and toad, etc. are the examples for insoluble impurities. Then what are soluble impurities? What are soluble impurities? So the vice versa of insoluble. So in insoluble impurities, they do not dissolve in water, but in case of soluble impurities, the impurities that dissolve in water, are called as soluble impurities. Example, salt, sugar, glucose. Salt, sugar and glucose are examples for the soluble impurities. Next, mention the methods used to remove the insoluble impurities. What they are saying here, mention the methods. So, mention the methods for insoluble impurities. So, insoluble impurities such as dust, mud and sand can be removed by using two different methods. What they are saying here, by using two different methods, we can remove the insoluble impurities. Which are those two methods? The two methods are filtration method and sedimentation method. So, to remove the insoluble impurities, two different methods are there. The two different methods are filtration method and sedimentation method. Now, describe the filtration method or explain the filtration method. So, filtration is a method in which insoluble impurities can be removed by passing the impure water through a filter. So, filtration is a method in which insoluble impurities can be removed by passing the impure water through a filter. Now, the activity. We are describing the filtration method. First thing, to separate sand and water by the filtration method. What are the things we need? What are the things we need? Like filter paper, jar, funnel and a mixture of water and sand. These are the things needed for the filtration. Then afterwards, what we have to do these things? We have to take a circular filter paper. Take a circular filter paper and we have to make a cone. After making a cone, what we have to do? Place the cone inside the funnel. We have to place that cone into a funnel, and this funnel and that funnel should be placed in the mouth of the jar. After that, what we have to do? Now we have to pour the mixture of sand and water over the filter paper. So pour the mixture of sand and water over the filter paper. Afterwards, what we have to do? See now what happens after pouring that mixture of sand and water. Drops of clear water start trickling down into a jar. Sand particles are left behind the filter paper. Drops of clear water start trickling down into the jar, and whereas sand particles are left behind on the filter paper. Then what we have learned by this filtration method? Insoluble impurities such as sand and water can be separated. So, the impurities such as sand and water can be separated by this filtration method. So, this is how the filtration method will take place. The activity will take place here. Conical flask, funnel, residue means the left out of sand, filter paper, then a beaker containing a mixture. Next, describe the sedimentation method. So, one of the method we have learned, that is filtration. Now, sedimentation method. So, sedimentation is a process in which insoluble impurities in a liquid settle down at the bottom. So, sedimentation is a process in which insoluble impurities in a liquid settle down at the bottom. Then the impurities that settle down are called as sediments. So, what are sediments? The impurities that settle down are called as the sediments. The process of removing the clear water after the sediments settle down is called as the decantation. What is decantation? Means the process of removing the clear water after the sediments settle down, that is called as decantation. What is sediments? The impurities that settle down are called as the sediments. Then, this is how sedimentation, decantation. See here, solid liquid mixture. Then here, the solid settles down, nothing but the sediments. And at the last, the pure water we are taking into another jar, and there only the sediments are left behind. That is called decantation. Next, mention the methods used to removing the soluble impurities. So first two methods to remove the insoluble impurities. Now to remove the soluble impurities. So most of the soluble impurities can be separated by using two processes, other two methods, which are those. First one is the evaporation process and other one is the distillation process. So evaporation and distillation are the two processes used to remove the soluble impurities, to separate the soluble impurities. Now describe the evaporation method. I explain the evaporation method to remove the soluble impurities in the water. So water changes into an water vapor. Water changes into an water vapor due to the process of evaporation. What is evaporation means? Water changes into an water vapor due to the heating. That is called as the evaporation. So evaporation becomes faster. Evaporation becomes faster when the liquid is heated or boiled. So when does evaporation become faster means when there is continuously heat. When we continuously boil the water or when continuously heat process takes place, during that time the evaporation becomes faster. When water gets evaporated, so when water gets evaporated, it leaves the impurities behind. So salt can be separated from water by the evaporation method. Not only salt, even sugar also. So whichever the soluble, the things which are dissolved in the water, that things, soluble impurities can be separated by this evaporation method. Now describe the distillation method. So distillation involves the following steps. Means in the distillation process or in the distillation method, these are the following steps we have to follow. So in that first one, impure water is taken in a round bottom flask and heated. So what we are doing here, first we are taking the impure water, not the pure water, impure water. So impure water is taken in a round bottom flask and we have to heat that. After that what we have to do? On heating, not this heating, means with the fire we are heating. So on heating, the water changes into steam and the impurities are left behind. When the steam passes through the condenser. So the work of condenser here is to cool the vapor, that is cool the steam. So it cools and turns into water. The work or the function of condenser is to cool the vapors and changes into an water. Now what about this water? Pure water is collected, means the pure water is collected by this process. Which process? By the distillation process, and this is called as that pure water. The pure water which you have collected, that pure water is called as distilled water. So this is the purest form of which distilled water is the purest form of water as it does not contain any impurities. So list the uses of distilled water. Now list the uses of distilled water. Distilled water is used in laboratories, cars, batteries and medicines. Distilled water is used in laboratories, car batteries and medicines. So this is the distillation process. Take the impure water in a round bottom flask. Continuously we have to heat it. What happens that time? The water changes into an water vapor, that is steam, and this steam is sent through the condenser. So the work of this condenser is to cool the steam, and that after cooling they changes into a water droplets. That water droplets will be collected in a conical flask. So that water which is collected in a conical flask, that water is called as the pure water, that is distilled water, and this distilled water will be used in laboratories, car batteries and medicines. Next, after learning the different process to remove the soluble impurities, now purification of drinking water. So the purification of water for drinking involves many processes. The purification of water for drinking involves many processes. Which are those? See now. Water from the sources such as lake, pond, river or groundwater goes through the process of screening, settling, filtration and disinfection. Okay, so these are the different processes to get a pure water, that is a water which will be in a lake, that will be sent for screening. There some of the dust will be removed. From there they will be going for another process. So like this, the different process like screening, settling, filtration, even the sediments will be removed. Then it will be stored in a large tanks. Chlorine tablets will be added. For that water will be next passed on to the stored in a large tanks. From the large tank through the pipes it will be sent through the houses. Now, drinking water can be made germ free by the following process. So, this drinking water, then no, in that some of the germs will be present. How we can remove these germs? So, drinking water can be made germ free by the following processes. Which are those processes? See here, boiling, chlorination, filtration, and using water filters. So, by using these methods or by using these processes, we can remove or we can make germ free in the drinking water. First one is boiling. So what? This boiling is the simplest way to get the purified water. What we have to do? We have to boil 10 to 15 minutes. We have to boil the water for 10 to 15 minutes. What happens when we boil? Whatever the germs present in that water, that will be killed. So the simplest way of purifying drinking water is boiling. Boiling water for 10 minutes can kill most of the germs in water and makes it safe for drinking. Next, chlorination. The process of adding chlorine. The process of adding chlorine in water to kill germs is called as chlorination. What is chlorination? And define chlorination means the process of adding chlorine in the water to kill germs, that is called as chlorination. Chlorine is commercially available as tablets. So this chlorine is commercially available in markets. We are getting in the form of tablets and even in the form of powder also. Then water filters. Many households nowadays use water filters. So no need to say this, each and every home we are having this water filters. These water filters use the different types of technologies and microfilters to remove the harmful bacteria. So this water filters, so whichever the water filters you are using to get the purified drinking water, no? So this water filters uses the different technologies and microfilters to remove the bacteria, that nothing but the germs which are present in the water. So I hope you have understood about the air and water. So from the 2 revision classes completely we have recalled the things whatever we have learnt in this chapter, that is from air and water. Now your work is to note down the questions in your classwork book or the homework book. Question with answer. Then you have to study for the annual examination. So we shall meet you in the next revision session. Thank you.